Rasul Saquon Barkley is an American running back who plays for the National Football League, NFL, Philadelphia Eagles. Before skipping his senior year to join the NFL, Barkley played collegiate football for the Penn State Nittany Lions, where he established multiple school records for his offensive output over 3 seasons. Barkley garnered numerous national and Big Ten Conference honors in 2017, placing third in the Maxwell Award voting and 4th overall with 304 votes for the Heisman Trophy. Barkley earned Penn State records for most all-purpose career yards, 5,538, most career rushing touchdowns, 43, most running back receiving yards, 1,157, most rushing yards by a freshman and sophomore, and most total yards in his 3 years of college. In addition to making the 2018 Pro Bowl and winning the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year award, Barkley set other NFL and team records after being drafted 2nd overall by the New York Giants in the 2018 NFL Draft. Despite dealing with ailments throughout the 2020 season, he was selected to the Pro Bowl again in 2022. After the 2023 season, Barkley signed a 3-year contract with the Eagles as a free agent. Net worth and houses. An estimated $32 million is Saquon Barkley's net worth. Currently, he lives in a contemporary apartment in Jersey City, New Jersey. This neighborhood is well known for its lively atmosphere and breathtaking vistas of Manhattan. Many athletes and celebrities find it to be a desirable place to live since it combines elegance and convenience. He had a lovely house in Whitehall, Pennsylvania, before this flat. He and his family had plenty of space in this specially constructed home. The relocation to Jersey City represents a trend toward urban living, which is preferred by many young athletes, since it puts them close to entertainment venues and training facilities. Early life. Barkley, the son of boxer Reliably Barkley and Tanya Johnson, was born in the Bronx, New York. He has 2 sisters and 3 brothers. His great-uncle is Ron Barkley, a former WBC middleweight champion, and his brother, Ollie Bay Jr., was picked by the Los Angeles Angels. Barkley and his family relocated to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, in the Lehigh Valley in 2001, seeking a more secure and suburban setting. Later, the family relocated to Allentown, which is nearby, and then to Copley, Pennsylvania, in 2005. Barkley went to Whitehall High School in Whitehall Township, Pennsylvania, which is a member of the Eastern Pennsylvania Conference, a prestigious group of big high schools in the Poconos and Lehigh Valley that is well known around the country for turning out a lot of NFL players and other. From his sophomore to senior year at Whitehall High School, Barkley ran for 3,646 yards and 63 touchdowns, including 1,856 yards and 31 touchdowns in his last year. Barkley committed to play collegiate football at Penn State after being regarded as a 4-star prospect. Before switching to Penn State, he had committed to Rutgers. Barkley lettered in track and field and basketball at Whitehall in addition to football. At the PIA District 11 meet in 2015 as a senior, he placed second in the 100-meter dash with a time of 10.90 seconds, setting a Whitehall High School record, and he won gold medals in the long jump, 22 feet 2.5 inches or 6.77 m, and the 100-meter dash, 11.15 seconds, from the Eastern Pennsylvania Conference. Several football scholarship offers were extended to Barkley, who was regarded as a top NCAA Division I football prospect. These schools included Missouri, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Pitt, Rutgers, Syracuse, and Temple. He decided to accept Penn State's offer. Barkley's jersey number 21, was retired by Whitehall High School on September 10, 2021. 2 other alumni who had successful NFL careers had previously had their jersey numbers retired by the school. Matt Millen, who played from 1980 to 1991 with the Oakland and Los Angeles Raiders, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Washington Redskins, and Dan Coppin, who played from 2003 to 2013 with the Denver Broncos and New England Patriots. College career. Year 1. In 2015, Barkley was given playing time right away at Penn State as a true freshman. In his second game against Buffalo, he ran for 115 yards and scored a touchdown after rushing for 1 yard on 1 carry in his first game. In his third game against Rutgers, he ran for 195 yards and 2 scores on 21 carries. Building on that performance, he was injured and missed 2 games in October. He ran for 194 yards on 26 carries in his first game back on October 17, 2015 against Ohio State, which was rated number 1. Barkley ran for 1,076 yards on 182 rushes in 2015, his freshman year at Penn State. Barkley was commended for his efforts in his rookie season and given an award over the offseason. Year 2. In 2016, Barkley ran for 105 yards and a score in a 33-13 victory over Kent State in the opening game of his sophomore season at Penn State. In a resurrected rivalry game against Pitt in Week 2, Penn State fell behind 28-7 in the second quarter before Barkley rallied the team with 5 touchdowns, including his 5th with 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, to get the Nittany Lions within 3 points. With 1:41 remaining, though, quarterback Trace McSorley made an interception in the Pitt end zone, ending the Nittany Lions' chances of finishing the comeback. As would become a recurrent trend for the 2016 Penn State football squad, Penn State was once more forced to play Minnesota in Week 5. Barkley recorded 31 carries for 202 yards and 1 touchdown in his first-ever 200-yard rushing performance at Penn State in Week 6 against Maryland. Barkley ran for 99 yards on 12 carries and 137-yard run in a victory against the second-ranked Buckeyes in Week 7 against Ohio State. Barkley and number 24 Penn State crushed Purdue in Week 8, scoring a season-high 62 points. Barkley ran for a career-high 207 yards and a career-long 81-yard run, as well as 70 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, for a total of 277 yards in the game. Penn State improved to 6-2 and 4-1 in Big Ten play after defeating Purdue 62-24. Barkley was announced as a semifinalist for the Maxwell Award, which is given to the year's greatest collegiate football player overall on November 1, 2016. Barkley ran for 167 yards and a touchdown against Iowa on November 5th. In the 41-14 victory over Penn State, he added 44 yards and another touchdown in the receiving area for a total of 211 all-purpose yards. Barkley received the Amish Dane Running Back of the Year, Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year, and First-Team All-Big Ten awards following the regular season. Barkley ran for a score, caught another on a wheel pattern, and had 19 carries for 83 yards on December 3, 2016. In the 2016 Big Ten, his heroics enabled Penn State to overcome a 28-7 deficit and defeat Wisconsin, 38-31. Barkley averaged 7.8 yards per run on 25 carries for 194 yards in the 2017 Rose Bowl on January 2nd, which included a 79-yard rushing score that put Penn State ahead 28-27. Following a 13-0 deficit, Penn State scored 4 touchdowns on 4 consecutive offensive plays, including Barkley's 79-yard touchdown, and 7 scores on 7 consecutive possessions. The Nittany Lions led 49-35 in the fourth quarter thanks to Barkley's first, 4th, and 7th touchdowns for Penn State, but USC won the game 52-49. Barkley had set Penn State records for the most rushing yards in a season by a freshman, 1,076, and by a sophomore, 1,496, at the end of his second year. Junior year, Barkley ran 14 times for 172 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and an 80-yard long run against Akron in the opening game of the 2017 season. In addition, he grabbed 2 passes for 54 yards. Barkley earned a Co-Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week award for his efforts. Barkley recorded 358 all-purpose yards while leading Penn State to a 21-19 victory at Iowa in their 2017 Big Ten opener. With 211 rushing yards, a rushing touchdown, 94 receiving yards, and 53 kick return yards in one game, he also set a school record for most all-purpose yards. Barkley received the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week award once more for his performance. Barkley had an exceptionally poor rushing day in the first Big Ten home game of his junior year against Indiana, rushing 20 times for a total of 56 yards. Despite this, he still made a significant impact on the game, completing a 16-yard pass to receiver Deshaun Hamilton late in the fourth quarter to clinch a 45-14 Penn State victory, returning the opening kickoff 97 yards for a touchdown, and receiving 4 catches for 52 yards. After Penn State won the Fiesta Bowl on December 31, 2017, Barkley announced his plan to skip his final year at Penn State and declare for the 2018 NFL Draft instead. A career in the workplace. Before the draft, Barkley was predicted by many to be selected in the top 10 of the 2018 NFL Draft. Barkley's stock increased even further in the weeks preceding the NFL Combine. He was predicted by several mock drafts to be selected as high as the second overall pick by late February 2018, which is the highest ranking for a running back since Reggie Bush in 2006. Having previously opposed the selection of running backs in the first round of the NFL draft, ESPN analyst Mel Kiper Jr. stated, "Barkley is a once-in-a-lifetime talent. Teams that pass on this young man will be sorry." Barkley tied for the most repetitions of any running back at the Combine with 29 bench presses of 225 pounds of weight and a 40-yard sprint time of 4.4 seconds, both of which were highly praised performances. The Cleveland Browns were strongly considering selecting Barkley first overall. According to NFL analyst Ian Rappaport, this would have made Barkley the first running back picked with the number 1 pick since Keyjana Carter in 1995. The 2018 season for the New York Giants. In the 2018 draft, Barkley was chosen by the New York Giants with the second overall pick. Barkley agreed to a 4-year rookie contract for $31.2 million, which was fully guaranteed on July 22, 2018. During the season opener against the Jacksonville Jaguars, Barkley ran for 68 yards and scored his first NFL touchdown. Overall, he ran for 106 yards and scored a touchdown in the Giants' 20-15 loss in his first NFL game. The next week, Barkley set a Giants franchise mark for the most catches in a game with 14 receptions in a 20-13 loss to the Dallas Cowboys. Additionally, he tied the NFL single-game record for the most catches made by a rookie. Week 3 of the Giants, Barkley recorded 82 rushing yards, carried for a touchdown, and grabbed 5 passes for 35 receiving yards in the team's 27-22 victory over the Houston Texans. Barkley recorded 100 scrimmage yards the next week, including 44 rushing yards, 56 receiving yards, and a rushing touchdown in the Giants' defeat to the New Orleans Saints. In addition to being named to the PFWA All-Rookie Team and the AP All-Rookie Teams, Barkley won other honors during and after his rookie season, including Pepsi Rookie of the Year, FedEx Ground NFL Player of the Year, and AP NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. Season 2019. Barkley was ranked number 16 on the NFL's top 100 players for 2019 going into his second NFL season. After just one season on the squad, Barkley was selected by his teammates to be one of the 7 team captains for the 2019 campaign, an honor that is rarely given to individuals. For his efforts in Week 16, Barkley was named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. During the Giants' 34-17 loss to Philadelphia in Week 17, Barkley ran 17 times for 92 yards, including a season-long 68-yard run that led to a touchdown against the Eagles. Barkley became the only running back in Giants history to achieve 1,000 rushing yards in both of their first 2 seasons at the end of his sophomore year. His fellow ranked him in 31st place. In the Giants' 26-16 loss to the Steelers in the 2020 season, Barkley ran 15 times for 6 rushing yards and grabbed 6 catches for 60 receiving yards. Barkley set a career low of 0.4 yards per attempt. Barkley's 2020 season ended when he was taken off the field during the Bears' 17-13 loss the following week due to a knee injury that was subsequently determined to be a torn anterior cruciate ligament. After a 6-yard run during the game, Barkley ran to his right and collided with Bears defender Eddie Jackson, who then grappled him to the ground close to the sideline. Without hesitation, Barkley grabbed his right knee from behind and took off his helmet. Later, Jackson expressed his worries on Twitter, offering up prayers and assistance. On September 22, 2020, Barkley was placed on injured reserve. Season 2021. Barkley's ankle rolled when his foot landed on Jordan Lewis on April 28, 2021, the day the Giants selected the 5th-year option on his contract, which was worth a guaranteed $7.217 million for the 2022 campaign against the Dallas Cowboys. The Giants declared on November 3, 2021, that Barkley will be added to the NFL's COVID-19 procedure. Barkley had 313 receiving yards, 263 receiving touchdowns, 41 receptions, 593 rushing yards, and 2 rushing scores in 13 games during the 2021 season. Season 2022. In Week 1's comeback victory over the Tennessee Titans, Barkley caught 6 catches for 30 yards and ran for 164 yards and a touchdown. Near the end of the fourth quarter, he made the game-winning 2-point conversion. Barkley won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award for his efforts on Sunday. In the 23-16 loss against the Cowboys in Week 3, Barkley recorded 126 scrimmage yards and a running score. In terms of rushing yards, he placed first in the NFC and fourth in the NFL. He had 2 running touchdowns and 109 scrimmage yards in the 31-24 victory over the Minnesota Vikings in the playoffs wild card round. According to his teammates, he was ranked 31st on the NFL top. Season 2023. Barkley was given the non-exclusive franchise tag by the Giants on March 7, 2023. On July 26, the franchise tag was changed to include incentives and a $2 million signing bonus, and he signed it. The Giants fell 10-13 in overtime to the New York Jets in Week 8, and Barkley finished with 128 rushing yards on 36 carries. He gained 140 scrimmage yards and 2 receiving touchdowns in the victory over the Commanders in Week 11. He scored 2 rushing touchdowns in the victory over Philadelphia in Week 18. In 14 games and starts, he concluded the 2023 season with 41 receptions for 280 receiving yards, 4 receiving scores, and 247 carries for 962 rushing yards and 6 running touchdowns. The Philadelphia Eagles. Barkley agreed to a 3-year, $37.75 million contract with the Philadelphia Eagles on March 13, 2024. $26 million of that amount is guaranteed, and bonuses could raise it to $46.75 million. Barkley acknowledged that he was fed up with negotiations with the Giants before signing with the Eagles, describing their strategy as a little disrespectful. The team's insistence that he demonstrate his worth on the open market made him feel betrayed, and he called it a slap in the face. In his Eagles debut, Barkley rushed for 109 yards with 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown in a 34-29 victory over the Green Bay Packers, becoming the first Eagles player to score 3 touchdowns in their debut with the team since Terrell Owens in 2004. In a 28-3 victory over his old team, Barkley returned to MetLife Stadium by rushing for 176 yards and a touchdown on 17 touches. For the second time this season, he was named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week for his efforts. In Week 9, Barkley finished with 198 total yards and ran for 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter as the Eagles defeated the Commanders 26-18. He also recorded 159 rushing yards and 199 scrimmage yards with 2 touchdowns, including a backward hurdle over a Jaguars defender, earning him the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award. The following week, Barkley maintained his supremacy against the Los Angeles Rams, amassing 302 total yards and 255 rushing yards, which were highlighted by the Eagles defeating the opposition 37-20, their 8th straight victory, thanks to several 70-yard touchdowns in the second half. His 255 rushing yards were the most in Eagles history and the 9th highest in an NFL single game. Personal life. There is a Christian in Barkley. He met Anna Condon, his long-term partner, at Penn State, and the 2 of them have 2 kids. Jada Claire, his daughter, was born on April 24, 2018. Saquon Jr., Barkley's son, was born in September 2022. The Pennsylvania General Assembly decided to declare March 14th, Saquon Barkley Day, as a state holiday in 2018. The Whitehall High School Marching Band and kids from the league, where Barkley played youth football, marched with Barkley and his family through his hometown of Copley, Pennsylvania. That's for Barkley. If you liked the video, share it with your family and friends. Give us a like and comment for the channel growth. All forms of criticism is welcome. See you in the next video.
We'll be right back.